Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management? I guess we can call this a special version of Ask Annex, as we got a rather urgent request from somebody who might be part of the Great Resignation. And for the uninitiated, the Great Resignation refers to the complete upheaval in employment happening right now. Job switches, career switches, you name it, it is happening. Here is what our anonymous person shared. Hello, Annex. I hope you can help. I'm freaking out. My company is making the news with coverage about a possible change in ownership that makes me uneasy. I've been here almost 20 years and have been involved in the company 401k, the HSA, as well as being involved with ownership of company stock. I might have the opportunity within a month to make a move to another company, but I have zero idea on what I should do with my current investments here. Are there steps I should follow? What might I be missing? Did I mention I'm freaking out about this? Let's dig in, because this person is not alone. For some, it might be greener pastures with better pay and opportunity. This person's hand might be forced with a change in ownership. To help us outline some of the initial steps, let's welcome in Eric Strom, Financial Planning Manager and a CFP at Annex Wealth Management. Hello, Eric.
Hi, Danny.
And also joining us, Deanne Phillips, Director of Client Learning and Development, CFP and a CDFA at Annex Wealth Management. Hello, Deanne.
Well, hi, Danny.
You've got your inspector hat on. You've been looking closely and trying to parse exactly what this person is saying.
Exactly.
Let's say, just for the sake of this segment, we'll assume the person is taking a job at a new company. So they got a 401k, an HSA, company stock. What do we need to cover first?
Well, first, congratulations. It sounds like a wonderful opportunity. And of course, it's scary. Of course, you're freaking out. Change is hard, right? But it sounds like you've done the right thing, and you've got these wonderful components, your HSA, which we're going to cover in a moment. You've got a 401k. You're probably entering into a new company where you will also have benefits such as a 401k or something like that, a retirement plan, and depending on your health care too, and HSA potential, and potential for other types of maybe deferral, maybe some options, maybe some deferred comp. So there's a lot to explore here.
There is. And I think one of the first places to start is they mentioned company stock. The company stock might be within, for example, a retirement plan like a 401k. If that's the case, there are some strategies that would be appropriate to look at that could help with the taxation of that stock. Now, the stock might also be part of some kind of equity compensation plan, and that would be a moment where you really want to sit down with a financial planner who has strong background and education in equity compensation.
And tax. And tax is going to be really important here.
They could be performance shares or restricted stock, non-qualified stock. You want to have this reviewed at this point because the tax consequences and investment consequences could be significant here.
Is the stock thing the most complicated of all of these?
It really is, because there are different ways that you can get stock. You can get them through an ESOP or a stock purchase program. You can have them where the company drops them into your 401k, in which case, if you roll out, you have something called net unrealized appreciation potential, where it can potentially be tax favorably in the future, but there's current tax consequences when you roll that. So if they're separating from the company and rolling that plan, they need to understand what their options are from a tax point of view.
Now, they were talking about company stock, but they also mentioned a 401k. So it looks like those are two separate things.
Well, they might, but you can hold company stock within a 401k,
sure.
and that is where the tax consequences become complex, and you have a few options that you need to understand before you make a move.
The one option with the 401k, which would generally not be the best option, is to cash it in for a lump sum. Now, that can create a lot of taxes. It can spike your income. It can create penalties. So that's usually the one option, Danny, that you don't want to do. But let's talk about some of the good options that someone has when they're leaving a job. You could keep the money in the existing 401k. You could potentially move it into the new 401k at your new job, or you could roll the funds to your own IRA. Those are really the three main good options. There's a lot of considerations, though, to decide. First of all, you want to think about fees. Fees at the existing plan, what would fees be at the new plan, or fees in your own IRA?
Depending upon the new company that's coming in for this merger or this takeover, that will influence what happens with that company's stock and what the options are. So you're going to be given a new set of documents and kind of a new welcome if you take this new job. It'll list your benefits. It'll give you options for that stock. But remember, because of the taxation, you're going to want to do some real planning around that. Now, if you decide to keep it, though, the other thing to do is to think about, relative to your overall wealth, how much company stock do you actually own from a diversification point of view? Remember, you're already levered to that company simply by working for them and getting that paycheck. Sometimes, there's no need to accumulate too much stock in one company in your overall plan.
Deanne, I'm really glad that you brought up the topic of understanding and evaluating the benefits and compensation package at the new company. What type of retirement plans would this person have available to them? Maybe 401k, could be deferred comp, other types of plans. What company matches might be available? Is there equity compensation? What's the healthcare look like? Is it a high deductible plan where we can do another HSA? There are so many fun things to look at when you get that big old pile of paperwork, right? The benefits at the new company. I love to really look through that and understand all of the potential plan options and really how to leverage those.
And how they fit into the financial plan and goals of the person.
They mentioned an HSA. That's highly transportable, right?
Yeah, so that's a health savings account. So when you have a high deductible plan, a lot of times employers will open you up to having this health savings account. And what happens is pre-tax money is put into this account and you don't have to spend it by year end. There are some plans that are flexible savings plans where you have to spend them, use it or lose it by year end. HSAs are not that way. In fact, as you get closer to retirement, accumulating that so that you have tax-free money to spend for healthcare and retirement can be a really good thing. And these can be invested too to grow for you for the future.
Job switch, perfect time to talk to a financial planner?
You bet.
For investment, retirement planning, tax planning, estate planning, we do it as a fee-only fiduciary. Know the difference? Website, annexwealth.com. Click that Get Started button. Start the wealth metric process. Eric Strom, financial planning manager and a CFP at Annex Wealth Management. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Deanne Phillips, Director of Client Learning and Development, CFP and a CDFA at Annex Wealth Management. Thanks for the assist.
Thank you for having me.